bar associations, spouses of colleagues, distinguished guests, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen. After that beautiful book which my very dear friend Justice Rishikesh Roy presented to me, Rishi as he is to me, I was hoping that I can spend the rest of the evening delving deep into the thoughts of R.K. Lakshman and this quintessential common man. When I say common man, it should be more appropriate in today's language to say common person. But then I have some duties to do before my day is done. But I address you not out of a sense of duty, but truly as a sense of pride and happiness at having been invited to participate in the Platinum Jubilee celebrations of the Guwahati High Court. This is a crowning moment for the High Court. 75 years of the successful functioning of the judicial system in the entire Northeast. Unlike many other courts which have celebrated 50 years, 75 years, I belong to two states, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, which completed the sesquicentennial. Unlike those states, this High Court represents the whole ethos of the Northeast. And I think that is what stands out. This High Court has brought a whole swath of territory, of population, of history, of culture within the framework of the rule of law. It has ensured that while development takes place in the context of ordered liberty. So it is never too early and never too late to acknowledge the very important position which the Guwahati High Court has in the affairs of our nation. In many ways, the history of this High Court over more than 7 decades is the history of the people who have served the institution. It is the history of the judges who sat on the bench and contributed significantly in promoting the rule of law. And today we felicitate those judges who have passed on the baton to us as successors in the pilgrim's path. We honor today the rich heritage and legacy of these distinguished judges who came to this court and have contributed their most productive years of life towards enriching this institution and placing it on such a stable foundation. The history of this High Court is also the history of the lawyers who appeared in court and helped in dispensing justice. But also the history of this court is the history of the staff and the registry, the employees who have been associated with the court for years and even decades. By celebrating the Platinum Jubilee of the High Court, we commemorate the collective role of men and women who have served for the cause of law and justice. Completion of 75 years is indeed a momentous occasion, but it's also a time for introspection on the role of this court and the high courts in general, exercising jurisdiction as we have 25 high courts across 28 states and 8 union territories. The jurisdiction which is exercised by our high courts not only encapsulates the geographical diversity, but also the cultural, religious, and the linguistic diversity of the people of India. It is our shared values and principles enshrined in the Constitution that bind us together despite our diversity. It is in this context that the role of the High Court assumes importance. We all wear this very drab attire of black and white every day to the court. We have discarded the wigs which the British had brought here. But there is a symbolism which underlies the drab attire which we wear. The symbolism is that beneath that drab attire lies the medley of colors that defines India in terms of what we eat, in terms of what we believe or whom we believe, in terms of what we wear, in terms of where we live, in terms of the cultures and festivals which we celebrate. So within the black and drab outfits which we wear as lawyers and judges, the purpose of our outfits is to remind society not that we suppress what lies within the medley of colors which lies within, but that encompassing all the colors that we don within is this great uniformity, this great universality which law as a discipline brings to us. After the Constitution of India was enacted and adopted, Sir Ivor Jennings, a great constitutional scholar, said that it was too long, too detailed and too rigid. Fali Nariman quotes it in an article called The Way Forward in the Seminar magazine. Doubts were raised then about the efficacy of the Constitution in governing a country as diverse as ours. Yet, our Constitution still endures 73 years since its adoption. That is not an accident. The Constitution has endured because of its abiding tradition for tolerance. The Constitution has endured because of its abiding tradition of inclusion.